let's get started here. Oh yeah. There we go. Let's get started here. We'll just take a quick warm-up and then play a few things to practice. Let's let a good play festival. That'll be hard. This one's not intense on the legs. It's fine.
Welcome to my house.
A little fast on that. It happens.
Absolutely perfect!
I mean, for first song of the day, that's fine.
Next stage.
Anything to get the blood pumping. I don't think that one's gonna really be a problem otherwise, but it's a good one to go home on. Just to get my brain going.
Difficulty zone double. Level 22.
Let me also make sure we're not spacing out on this one. I kind of did the wrong pattern at the end of the last practice attempt I had with this. doing some crossing. I'm splashing him. We'll take like one more song just to warm up, and then we'll practice a couple things. Okay. I do enjoy playing this one. Easy to rush that.
But mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that. Mankind won't be destroyed.
I always struggle with the last part anyways, but I shouldn't be getting all those other misses.
Unbelievable! You are the best!
I think it's just gonna be one of those very sloppy days, and we're just gonna have to do with what we got. Because things happen. Things happen. Alright, let's go through some stuff that's still in the set that I haven't felt super confident on. Let's go over Windmill.
Level 22. Difficulty zone level 11. Level 21.
I've actually been struggling with this one a bit in the last few years or so. Like, don't be fooled by that PG. I'm pretty inconsistent at this chart. I don't know why. sure. That'll be fine for the marathon. It's like 0 and a good. Yeah, that's about what I
Absolutely perfect! Next
And that's just a
stage.
foot problem for me because I definitely clashed this yellow panel while moving to another note. That's fine. So nothing else in single. I guess we can play Chimera. Because the last time I played Chimera, I did not do my usual strat on that one section near the end. And it did cost me a miss. I think the scary part is I enjoy playing Chimera now, even though I shouldn't.
Level 21. Level 23.
It's a funny problem to have. Funny problem to have. It is a very progressive chart and important for its time. Gotten the ending on a run that actually mattered. Well, I couldn't have got the end on a run that mattered. Damn it. It was still an okay run, but first half doesn't matter.
Wow! You're awesome!
Still pretty alright, all things considered. Only gonna get one shot at that, so.
Game over!
That one still kicks the crap out of you in different ways. Because there's no break in that song. Anything that looks like a break, it's not a break. Even quarter notes, no, there's something you have to do the entire time. Even quarter notes, you've probably got a bunch of holds tied together. And if you're not letting go at the last second or moving really quickly between holds, you will drop. This is very, very intentionally made that way. And it's can definitely be frustrating if you don't know where you're going. But I'll leave that one there. Let's go through Video.C, Moonlight. I'm good on Cleaner, I don't need to worry on Cleaner. Let's go through Fracture Temporel, and then we need to go through Error Code at least a couple times. Because I've not spent any time on Error Code. And then we'll do a full set from top to bottom.
Difficulty zone double. Level 17. Level 23.
At least JT makes this a lot easier and I don't have to think that much. I just have to execute. I just have to do the thing. I just have to do the thing. That's all I ask. Is to do the thing. Easier said than done, though. Oops is right. Hi, Shinji. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Whoops.
Absolutely perfect!
Whoopsie. You know what? Let's grind this for a bit. Let's just grind it for a bit.
Next
I
stage.
have like a good quality video this one. Let me check my channel. Video out. Oh, those videos are old. Yeah, let's see if we can get a decent video here. Those videos are from mid-2019. That setup has been substantially improved. So why don't we get a good video now? Yeah.
In SD.
No, this was HD because this was XX. But we didn't even have. We had only the pad cam. We didn't even have the body cam set up yet. Yeah, that's how old this one is. It's funny to look back at your old like videos and just watch the setup progressively get better and better, and then you go back to the old ones and like, oh god, like you do what you can on whatever budget when it's your hobby, but still. Because I remember when we had first started streaming Pump, we didn't even have like decent lighting, and only the pad cam, so the pad cam was just a blur. I just have to put pass on as well, so. Makes it manually. We'll grind this for a bit, just to give myself something to do.
New series. Difficulty zone double. Level 23.
It's also a song I very much enjoy. So I'll give it That was scary because I had really bad brackets hitting right here during the last run. But I think we're safe.
Absolutely
Go.
perfect! Wow! New record!
Good. Well, that didn't take long at least. I will say JT minus 4 makes that so much easier to time. Maybe it doesn't.
Stage!
But yeah, JT minus 4 is... Minus 4 minus 5 is generally the way to go when you're in the prime folder. Because almost everything in the prime folder is late as hell. And considering I've had many, many Doom excursions, hell's pretty damn late. It's like, how are you gonna wait until episode 3 to throw us in there? Come on. Okay. Now we need to do Moonlight, which is quite a bit harder than this.
Level 23. Level
Like, this is a
24.
legitimately scary ass card that takes a lot of work. It is fun and it's very good, but man. It's just incredible how much this just burns for you. Okay, there's one rhythm that always trips me up. Let me look at it. Let me see here. There's always one rhythm in the slowdown. Always. Okay, it is the same rhythm. Get my butt going here. Get my butt going. Okay, if we just go full force the whole time, that's easy. I got the whole slowdown easy. It is the same rhythms.
Yes! Your skills are really amazing!
Like, I wasn't trying for half that, but if I just pushed the entire way through. So, slowdown is now figured out. It is the exact same rhythm. All the jumps and the brackets are on the same snare hits, so they're good anchors.
Next stage!
Just have to pay attention, so that'll be fun. But let's see if we can progress more. Especially since we got the ending. We got the very end. It's pretty rare. The ending of this is really tough. The ending of this is pretty hard. Like, it's good. It's well written. It's just EXE 24s and up. I feel like he's been expanding the scale a little too much on his own. Like, I'm still okay with this being in the 24 range. Like, this is definitely an upper end, but it's fine there. But some of his other stuff, like, I don't know about Mope Mope being 25, man. And definitely not Etude. Etude is just like, Because it never ends. Not only does it never end, it just murders you on patterns at the end.
It's probably the same story. Couch Blade and said it's a 25.
That, like, Destapar Sarah already stretched the limit of what a 25 is, and A2 just manages to surpass that. It's like, you're not a 25, dude. You're good, but you're not a 25. You are definitely harder in difficulty. Like, thankfully I'm not going to be too tired by the time I get to this point, because the way my set is set up, I've got a lot of break in the early double stuff. Like, between Stager 86 and Cross Time all back to back, that's a pretty good chance to get some help, some, like, stamina back in. And video obviously is not that strenuous outside of the end. Alrighty. Nowhere near as good as the last run. Come on, focus. Yikes.
That's the way to go.
Yikes. Focus.
Next stage.
Focus, you. Come on. Focus. Why does the slowdown have to be so slow? Like, it's less than 25% speed. That much I remember calculating, but I don't remember the exact calculation. All I remember was when I was calculating, it's every 16 beats of actual time in the song, it's equivalent to 3 beats of the slowdown. So it's a weird-ass split in BPM. That's all I remember, but I don't remember the exact calculations. He really loves his slow reading, and to be honest, some people need a good kick in the rear to actually do it. Hold on. Hold it. Oh, hell yeah.
Unbelievable! You're the best!
That's a good score.
Wow! New record!
I had to wait because I wasn't sure if I got the ending. The last stair was tough. Think about it. The problem with you saying that is I'm so conditioned to it actually being a nice score, I look up and I'm very confused. Just family things. Yeah, that's a hell of a score. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like a top 5 score. Because not many people have, like, people don't really have great scores on this one as a whole. I want to take a look, see just where I am. Very happy with that. Okay. God damn it. Me and my big mouth, it's 6th. It's 6th. But I was hoping for top 5. And I'm at 6th. Ugh. It's almost been PG'd. Like, that looks like one grade on FFMs. And not many people have triple S. Like, I am the lowest triple S. Maybe I can go poke Miller to get a good score on it. Because I'm sure Miller could get a really good score on it, too. But damn. I was not expecting to just trash it like that. Now watch me forget everything when I do the showcase and end up with like a billion goods and bads in the middle. Oh, like I said, that slowdown's harder, both to read and to execute. Because you have to know where the brackets are, and they're mixed in with the jumps. Like, you can't bracket everything, you can't jump everything. I mean, you can jump everything, but man, you're going to make yourself tired if you do that. But yeah, that's one hell of a score. So even if the rest of this session goes south, I'm super happy with that. I'm just gonna let that die for a second just so I can catch my breath. Because I'm going to be practicing fracture tip roll next. Hard to do the foot speed. Well, I mean, I'll have a little bit of preparation going in here. I'll at least be warm. But that chart is also just really scary.
Is this really your best?
That chart is just really scary. Every single plate is different. Not just in title, in color as well. That's funny. Every plate is different, every grade is different. Every plate is a different rank in terms of color.
Game over.
That's one of the funniest results I've had in a while. I'm actually surprised it only took 3 tries for Moonlight. I was expecting to play that a little bit more. Hey, I take what I can get. Alright, fracture temporal.
Use your hemoglobin zone level 17. Level 5, level 26, over!
Oh, come on. Remember to share this with Kuro once the marathon's over. I'm sure she'll be happy. That and not Galaxy Collapse. She's not a fan of Galaxy Collapse. How she feels about that is about how I feel about my Turkey March. passed first try. I can live with that.
That life was more.
You did it!
Yeah, at least I'm living first try with no warm up. Like, no like fire warm up into that kind of run. I can still push too. I've got a little more energy. I may not have that in the marathon, but right now I can have to push more.
Next
It also did not help
stage.
that I was slipping a bit at the very beginning of the runs, but it stabilized. Hey, like, yeah, this is the first time I put this song in a marathon, and at 2:32, it don't fuck around. It does not fuck around. It is a very good chart. It is a really fun chart, but because the intro is so long, it's basically just a minute 30 of go go go. And with the ending being an almost unbroken run at 2:32, it's hard. Now there are some strats, thankfully, because there is definitely some places where the runs can make rolling brackets, and that's a good way to save energy. But I do want the AAA on this, so I think I'm going to try and push it harder without most of it. I just really like this song too. Like this was actually the first song I heard from Kuro, and she makes some really good music.
I like the French pop song she posted.
Yeah, like she makes some really good stuff. Yeah, 950. I'm not that far away, but that is a lot harder to reach than it looks by numbers alone, because you've seen that ending. Let's go for it again. This is also just a very appealing BGA, which adds to the likeness for me. Let me let that one out. Let's try again.
Hey, why don't you just get up and dance, man?
Let me put pass G on. Because if I'm going to go for improvement, I need to pass anyway, so.
Game over.
But as far as like practicing things, we're going to do this, we're going to do error code, and then we're going to do a dry run from top to bottom. And that'll finish our stream for today.
Pump it up. New teams. Use your difficulty zone at level 17. Level 26. Over.
The hard part about this too is that I'm reading like near my top speed for double, so this chart zooms on my eyes. Like maybe I could go like another 20, but that's about it. And there's a lot of stuff outside of the runs. Got stuck, yeah. Yeah, if you get stuck in something like that, you're dead. Damn. It was a pretty good start, too, so that's unfortunate. Water. The really hard part is doing that sweep on the right, and then it sweeps you to the left. And I've been trying to like do the cheat across to the left side to try and save some energy and catch up, but I'm not sure if it's really working. Maybe I just need to go for it. I probably just need to just go for that one. Yeah, like when you get to this level, strats of how to move are you're gonna have very deliberate strats, and you're gonna try and stick by them like as much as possible, because deviating from them usually just murders your whole plan. It just puts your whole plan to shame. Usually something goes wrong. Pretty good start though, so hopefully we can get another good start like that. Oh, that was close. That was close. I almost failed. And with such a good start, too. That would have been bad. Oh, there we go.
I knew you could do it.
Really going to be cutting it close at the end.
New record!
Good run, though. I almost didn't. Remember, if I fail, that score don't count.
Next stage.
And I thought I did at the very end, but thankfully, because I have G on, as long as I don't see that fail screen, I know I'm still going. Okay, I definitely want to catch my breath before I start doing error code, because I've not played error code at all since, I think the last time I played error code was when I played it for a marathon. So it's been a while. And it may be one of the easiest D27s. That still isn't saying much. Yeah, thank God for Pass G. I wish Pass M had a better indicator, because it doesn't tell you the number of misses you already have. But at least it's better than Phoenix launch when they introduced these features. Because at launch, well, it wasn't a launch, it was a little after launch. It was like 1 or 2 updates in that they introduced the pass features. The problem is if you failed with one of those on, it didn't go to that like fail screen. It cut straight to like the loading title card. So it really just looked like a glitch. So I'm glad that that quickly got fixed. Because like, this actually looks like a problem and looks bad on the outside. So so you have to be in premium mode to use them, and they show up in the etc menu. Pass M is basically like Life 4 and DDR. You get 5 lives for misses only. Nothing else counts for that. Get the 5 misses and you fail out. You go to that fail screen and then you return to the song wheel. Interestingly, you can still fail via life bar if you get a bunch of bads or bads and misses together and not enough misses. It's like the whole 30 miss combo thing in Gun Rock and Pro all over again. I'm sure you remember that. It's strictly 5. It is not adjustable. Pass G is just, you fail if your life bar hits 0. Yeah, like these options are specifically meant for people who want to grind, because you never fail out of a credit when you have them on, and you always get back the amount of hearts that you would if you had a good grade. So this is kind of a feature meant for people who want to grind, especially since you always return to the song wheel unless you're out of health entirely, like out of hearts entirely. So I think it is a good thing.
Hey, is this
Like,
really
even like
your
arcade
best?
players, they just want to just like try work on something over and over, and it's just better to just have like Pass G on and just play that out, and if you fail, you fail, rather than, oh, I failed and now I need to sit through a minute of like mashing stuff to make sure I don't fail out of the credit prematurely, and also hope I don't lose any hearts. So I'm hoping things will be a little bit better planned for next game if we have more features like these. But I think the idea is good. The problem is that Animiro, I love Animiro to death, despite their blunders here and there, but they tend to take ideas without really thinking them through. At least the Pump team does. I'm not gonna speak for the rest of the company. It's really just like the M project team. Now, thankfully, in terms of planning, they seem to have been doing better. Rise has actually been pretty overall nicely planned. What problems there have been, they've actually managed to iron out pretty well. Like, a lot of people had issues with like the leveling system unlocking songs in early access right now. They just decided, okay, yeah, we'll just remove that entirely. So every song is available. And the content updates have been very good. They've been fun. And we're actually getting a new Rise update in 2 days. Well, it's planned for 2 days, but realistically it's probably going to be tomorrow night for us in the US. We also have the Remix Pack DLC coming out for that. And Cashew confirmed that he was the one who did the Into the PIU Universe remix. And he said himself, it is 6 songs mixed together by 6 different composers. So this is going to be a fun one. And Cashew does some really great remixing work. Like, look at Primetime. Primetime was flawless for what it was. Probably the best remix in the modern era. I'm just gonna let this fail. Let's just go. We'll play Erico, but yeah. Primetime is an amazing mix of those songs, and so I have a lot of faith in Cashew here. Funny thing I thought about in the car the other day, and I didn't realize until like that day. All of Cashew's original songs in Phoenix are collabs. Like Duel is a collab with Dion. Appassionata is a collab with Dion and Jehezukiel. Star Dream Eurobeat is a collab with Max and Dave Rogers. Even the one imported from M, not Little Munchkin, Jan Turn. That's him and his wife with Katina. Like, he has nothing but collabs for originals this game. It's just pretty funny to look at.
New series. Difficulty series. Co-op play. Remix.
Alright, my goal is to just live. My goal is to just live, so I'm just going to be mashing as much as I can. My mouth is more dry than my legs being tired. Nah. We can do it. At least tease it.
Very easy. Next stage.
I had already failed in that leakage section, so that's okay. Further jumps?
Yeah, there were like rest jump section, and then there was a gimmick on the left side.
Where? I don't know what section you're talking about.
In leather, like 30% in all.
There's a leather part 30% in. I'm not remembering any of that.
I'll show you later.
I mean, do it now, because now I'm curious. And now it's going to be haunting me if I don't know. You mean the part right before leakage? Because I don't know what gimmick you're talking about. Also, that leakage part at the very end is so hard. Where you're in the middle six and you have the swing brackets. Like you're swinging your outside foot to hit them. It's so much more tiring than it looks.
After this part.
That is not 30% through.
This gimmick.
That's not a problem.
It was ugly. I didn't say it was a problem. I said it's ugly.
But it fits. I'm not sure what the problem is.
I think it could have been done a bit better.
I don't see what the problem is. Like, I legitimately am not seeing the problem with that part. And that's not 30% in.
Not much percent.
That's like 75% through the remix.
I say 30%. Leather, not into the remix.
But the leather part starts at leakage when it speeds up. When it goes to like the 260 section, that's the beginning of leather.
Hey, why don't you just get up and dance,
That's
man?
why I'm so confused. I'm like, I don't know where we're starting. Alright, anyways, let's play this like one more time.
Game over.
See, if this is the worst thing we argue about in this family, we're a pretty good family. Alright, we're gonna give Erica one more try, and then we're gonna just do the whole set top to bottom, and just probably pass out after that.
New tunes. Difficulty zone double remix.
Also, I still love that artist credit. Doan and Sunny.
Do we need any JT for this?
Hmm.
Do we need any JT for this?
No. No, it synced pretty good. Thank God. Yeah, thankfully, it's synced pretty good. close.
Okay, that was close.
That was actually close.
Okay, let's go.
That was actually close. I got lost bad. Hi, Toy. Oh, but that was actually legitimately so close to the end.
Next stage.
But yeah, that ending is what pushes it to 27. Cause yow. Remember, this is 200.1 BPM at the end. Also, I love that joke. Unfortunately, we'll probably never see it in game. Huh?
What joke?
The one Ellie just did. Oh, for fuck's sake, are you serious? I hate this shit. Thank you for telling me. I hope Moonlight and Fracture Temporal didn't get eaten up by that. Damn, I hate this camera. Honestly, even if that cam ended up crashing before I finished Fracture Temporal, I'm just going to keep that video anyways. Yeah, this is the only thing he has as far as like music stuff goes. I don't know. It's actually very interesting because Sonny's actually quite young.
Wait, I thought he did Fire Noodles.
No, that's not credited. That's credited just Meme, so it's likely Max. It sounds like Max's anyways. No, I have not passed any 27s. Now that Vacuum Cleaner is no longer a 27, I have no 27s. This and 1950 are the closest because on both, I am now within the last two measures. Hey, Dan Fortuna. Nope, I got Vacuum Cleaner last game. I don't remember. But I don't have a mini PC. I have a very bulky PC. So, I'm sorry I can't help more there. I can get you it later. DM me later, either on Discord or Stream Whispers. We'll figure it out.
Hey, why don't you just get up and dance, man?
Yeah, also, like, here, I was gonna rant about this before the cam thing got brought up. Logitech hardware can be great. The software sucks ass, and I freaking hate it. This is why I'm glad I have that camera up there
Game over.
as a camcorder going into a specific, like, camera capture card. Shoot, Logitechs don't even like one camera of the same kind. Like, that webcam up there on for the pad cam is the only one that's connected. That still has issues. Like, Logitech software is just such ass. Anyways, what else were we talking about? We were talking about remixing. Yeah, so Sonny's only one was that. I think he specifically wanted to do that one. There have been people in the past that have done remixes that have also double uncharted, like BPM, as we mentioned. He did all of the Skill Zone remixes, quote unquote. He mixed everything together.
I'm pretty sure he did all the BPM collections.
Those as well, but that falls under Skill Zone because that's where they are. I no longer use a Razer Keo, so unfortunately the moment we moved to this house and I set everything back up, the Keo just would not function with my PC anymore. I have no idea why. I could never figure that out. So I just gave up on that. Because that was a good camera, until it decided to no longer work. So right now I've just got like a Logitech, was it 922, C922X up there for the pad cam, which I'm going to try and fix, like replace. But up there in the corner for the full body cam, that's just like some Sony camcorder I got as a work anniversary gift. It has actually worked flawlessly so far. If you want something like this, I pass it to a Camlink 4K capture card, which is specifically for like cameras and such. And it has worked flawlessly. I have not had any issues. Like, I don't really like most Elgato like capture card products, but the Camlink has been no problems. And most Elgato other products are actually pretty good.
Well, we had to
From my
figure out
experience.
powerful enough power strip for
I mean, that's not specific to that. That's just specific to the setup. Damn, that's unfortunate. Because I did pay a decent amount of money for that. Because I was trying to replace those webcams. Because the problem I have with the Logitech up there is that you always have... The settings always reset when I power the PC off. And when I turn everything back on, I have to go back and click off the autofocus and the auto light adjustment just to get it running at 60 FPS again. And sometimes it just doesn't like to switch to 60 FPS. It just won't. And there's no, like, good menu for that. It just loves to do that. You look thoughtful.
I'm just not sure there's enough space to fit a camcorder in there.
We take the banner off. Like, I know, but we don't need it.
Like,
Yeah, but it's also just for, like, kind of presentation. They're not on stream. It's not even really shown on stream. It's mostly cut off anyways.
it's pretty.
It is pretty, but I would rather have a better camera that doesn't make me, like, rage. Like I said, functionality over fashion. You know me on that front.
We can find a different camera than the Moto.
I mean, we can find something. We'll look, but if it worse comes to worse, I would rather just have a nice free space to put a camera. We'll figure it out. Anyways, I think now's a good time to go ahead and run through the set top to bottom. So let me pull up a timer. Let's see, do I have life split on this? Just countdown here. There. There's life split. Right. There you are. Let's move you over here. There you are. We're just gonna move you nice and in spot.
New tuners. Use your custom step.
Okay.
Difficulty zone single.
I should do it from where we're actually going to start. Because I need to kind of start the timer at the beginning of the first credit. So let's do that. So we're going to run through this thing top to bottom. 3, 2, 1, Now 3, 2, 1. Now 3, 2, 1.
New tuners. Difficulty zone single. Level 10. Level 15.
So this is the practice set for Saturday's marathon stuff. And I want to start with a good song that has a lot of appeal. Like, Reality's just a nice, good tune to listen to. Everybody likes it. And it has enough stuff that we can talk about for the basics. food charts. They definitely have some modern stuff. It doesn't even have to be like that hard. I think this is also notable for being the first DMS in Palm Pilot. A lot of people don't actually know that.
Next stage.
Well, SHK was considering to make a Korean version, and Anime was like, no, just keep it in Japanese, it's fine. It is a fun Marvelous chart. It's ruling. I think it's ruling.
Level 15.
That apple.
Level 17.
It's gotta have some Toho in there somewhere. I could have swapped the difficulties between these two songs, but starting with the stop chart probably wouldn't have been very good. Because anybody who's never seen S15 for this, you're in for a treat. But I feel like a more normal chart's more appropriate at this point in the marathon. You know, if I didn't already know BPM had left the team by this point, I would honestly probably guess that's a BPM chart with how the runs are made.
Absolutely perfect.
It does not. No longer does.
Next stage.
To be fair, even I didn't use a favorites function. I don't really use a favorites function. But I know some people did.
Level 17.
It was not done really well. They have a favorite song.
Level 19.
Hey, Amir. Well, speaking of things that won't go in the favorites folder. The moment this ends up in the favorites folder is the day the world implodes. Can I go back 10 years and slap myself? Half Devil certainly was a chart. I will say that much. It's at least fun. I know it's crazy.
Absolutely perfect!
What a good chart.
Next stage.
To be fair, that was the lawless time of Pump when that chart was made. Me, I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Because you made it.
Yeah, so the second contest was weird because they had the list of songs and then they took every chart that was on the site for them. They didn't have like a separate like submission area. It was just, oh, whatever on the site we're going to look at. And I had this on and somehow people uprated it. I don't know why.
Carousel and Christmas also got the same way.
Life is weird. Games are weird. It's fine. I'm kind of running behind schedule here. I
Level
need to pick it
19.
up.
Level 20.
Kind of running behind schedule, so let's not do that. That's my TRG bump for the day. Again. Gotta be careful not to rush. It is such a great chart.
Absolutely perfect!
It's really one.
Next
It's one where you can see EXE definitely enjoyed working with, and that happens to a lot of stuff in the modern era. If somebody really likes a song, you will see it in the charts. Like, the charts in this definitely go above and beyond. They're just all really good and really fun to play. And they all have their little quirks.
Level 20, level 21.
Good song here, too. I love our waltzes. problem there. No problem there.
Absolutely perfect!
Certified classic. As classic as something 10 years old is.
Game
What's up, Rita?
over.
I kind of like disintegrate a little when everybody says Fiesta is old. Which is funny because we still have a lot of those Fiesta systems in place, like the hard system. And the difficult one. People say Prime is old.
New tunes.
2010. Like, I know realistically, year-wise, yeah, that's old. But I'm so ingrained from still having those systems in the game now, I don't consider it, like, old school.
Difficulty zone level 10. Level 22.
Alright, y'all, get your memes ready. Yeah, we are. I know. You know I'm an old fart at this point in terms of music games. Let me have my time.
Old games are old.
Yeah, but nobody plays those. Like, at least people will talk about Fiesta. Nobody talks about first or second, ever. Well, I'm glad I'm your old fart, and apparently everybody else is old fart. I gotta stay that PIU grandpa as long as I can. Otherwise, how am I gonna make the whippersnappers play stuff like No Rhyme, No Reason D20? Really just PG that again? Well, it's nice to get it at random.
Absolutely perfect!
Thank you. That's pretty good for a one-off. I will say I really enjoy playing Rush Hour in the games I've played it in.
Next stage.
It took me a while to piece together the ending.
Okay.
But yeah, this part's really fun. It really does play like a early 2010s ITG chart. But with a little more going on. It is really fun. It's just unfortunate we don't have the video for this. The video is like one of the greatest meme videos in BMS, which says a lot. Litmus loves his meme videos. But even in my mind, it's really fun to play. Like some people were kind of expecting more out of the chart, but I think in my mind it's actually really fun how it is.
Level 22, level 23.
That's pretty alright. Still pretty good for a one-off. It's hard to be consistent.
Wow!
Okay.
You're awesome!
Tiny improvement.
Wow! New record!
I would like to no-miss this again, especially now that it's easier to no-miss it. Because anybody who remembers the old version with the triples in the middle after the triple holds, like the holds with the triples, that one, those sets of corner triples are gone, thankfully. Thank God. Thank God those corner triples are fucking gone. Yeah, it's not easy. There's not a lot of notes, and it's Chimera. Yeah, because we're too busy worrying about the rest, but that was like one of the few chart changes I was okay with in Phoenix. I was like, yeah, you know what? Thank God. If I hadn't gotten stuff at the very end, maybe. It's hard. The whole chart is hard.
Level 23, level 24 over.
was okay. Could have been better, but it was okay. Overall.
Yes! Your skills are really amazing!
That good change it hurt. And that was really bad.
Next stage.
Okay, so we're about right on schedule, so that's good. Yeah, this was the first chart to really do those hold bracket kicks at this BPM. And even with this chart being almost a decade old, that is still a scary ass ending. Because if you are off on the drills, you're done. You are just going to good and bad chain for a while and probably die. It is such a scary ending. It is a really fun chart and very progressive for its time. But damn, that thing is scary. Alright, well at least singles is done.
Level 24 over. Difficulty zone now level 18, level 16.
I don't know where I'm going. I'm considering red lines right here. The song. But it's such a good song. This was actually planned for Infinity, but we had to scrap it, and I'm kind of glad K-Pump picked it up, because they definitely did better with it than we did. Because looking back at ours, we're just like, I'm kind of glad we didn't publish that. We didn't have this BGA either, and that definitely wouldn't have happened if K-Pump hadn't picked it up, and I love this BGA. See, this is Ellie's kind of chart. I feel like Ellie would love this if he played it.
Absolutely perfect! Next
But
stage.
holy crap, was the difficulty wrong when this was first released. Like in XX it was 15, and I could kind of see that's fine. It would have been a harder 15. In Prime 2 when this released, this was a 13, and all of us were like, what? Like it did so much twisting at 170. Like it's a really, really good chart. But 13 it certainly is not.
Level 16. Level 18.
I did not know this was WindForce's chart for a long time, and I was very surprised. And then I looked back at the chart, and I'm like, okay, now I can see it. the doubles for this one are honestly all pretty interesting and fun to play. They definitely break the mold. We're definitely doing that for Jamie because she deserves some representation in this marathon. Jamie is an amazing friend.
Absolutely perfect!
I think she said she and Dave are no longer going to compose new music, unfortunately, but they are still going to like arrange and produce. So I'm glad she's still active.
Game over!
Okay, well, we're a little over halfway there. So we're doing pretty okay. And I've got a couple minutes of buffer time right now, so this is partially the reason why I'm glad I did a 18 song set instead of a 20 song set like I've done in the past. To give myself a little bit more breathing room. Like, I never like pushing like my estimate. I always like being pretty under.
New tunes.
Just because marathon things happen.
Difficulty zone level 17, level 19.
Alright, let's get Jonathan going so he can start getting grilled in 2 games after this. I still love this song. Like, it's a simple but effective one. Jonathan's nightmare for in Infinity.
Absolutely perfect! Next stage.
Honestly, the part everybody struggles with is the easiest part for me because it's the most dense. Everything else I struggle with in that mission. Because every other part has a bunch of mods that make it really hard to see where everything actually is, rhythm-wise and column-wise. And it's like so spaced out that you kind of just have to like pray you're on the right track. And I kind of detest playing that mission because of that. It's funny for a one-off, but I don't really care much outside of listening to the song. And it didn't help that it was spoilered in the Infinity teaser for 1.10, so everybody knew it was coming. And I kind of wish, like, we'd have more surprises like those. Because people's reactions when they get into something they don't know yet is honestly a lot more satisfying at times as a developer. Rather than having everything spoiled ahead.
Level 20.
But that's just how the music game scene is now. And the only times you see, like, complete sight reads of things are things like KOP. Where you have special songs, specifically like KOP or Demonic Prologue. Otherwise, people just like to just watch it before they play it. That was me spacing out. Yeah, this part of the showcase is pretty much just to get my energy back. Make sure I'm not gonna burn myself out.
Next stage.
Like between this 86 and cross time, that's a good little almost 10-minute break period. I don't have to try so hard
Level
physically.
20. Level 21.
Because like, come on, Twist of Fate is no physical effort. It's all mental. I keep forgetting the order in this contest order is from lowest to highest instead of the other way around. It's 5, 5, 3, 2. Because I think all the other ones are first to 10th or first to 5th. But yeah, like this is a no-brainer for stamina. This is just all mental execution. about Dorothea for a second? Can we like talk about how badass Jehez's mom is to like help with this song? Because she's the one doing the opera vocals. I also love how they banned a lot of assisting mods at like 1 or 2 days in, because people were starting to use weird combinations to get around the slow speed. And EXE modified the chart, be like, no, we're gonna ban those. They're not applicable.
Next stage.
This is one of the few times where I approve of being an asshole and be like, no, this is one of the times you're gonna do it straight up. Especially considering this was an unlock. It's like if you're gonna attempt an unlock, we're gonna make you work for it. This is one of the times where I'm fine with them enforcing that.
Level 21.
You know, I wasn't supposed to play that. That was for the other showcase. I was supposed to play 86. You know, I've played 86 enough. That's fine.
Level 21. Level 22.
Whoopsie. Good job, me. Good job, Zelo. Good job, Zelo. You can't even read your own list. Oh well. It's fine. It's fine. More gimmicks. Yeah, time to restart. Time to restart. Wrong showcase.
Absolutely perfect!
Whatever.
Next stage.
Alright, well. 4 of the next 5 songs we've already practiced today, so now we just gotta put everything together. I think you could do it. It's really not too hard from an execution standpoint. It's just remembering all the gimmicks and not losing a bunch of health from tripping over a hold or something. Otherwise, the execution's, I would say, is 21 level. Hey, Yara. No, it is a charity marathon held by Fast Pace Events. So this is going to be a fast pace for Pride 2025. We're going to be raising money for a charity for trans people because that's important. That's very important. So I'll be playing both a Pump Showcase and Doom 64 this coming Saturday.
Level 23.
It will be streamed on Twitch. It's not going to be on my channel. It's going to be on the I think it'll be the Fast Paced Events channel. If not that one, then it'll be on one of the organizers' channels. But I think it'll be on that one. I'll get more info as we get closer to the weekend. Video out, PG in. I forgot my judge time. That's fine. All things considered, that's fine.
Absolutely perfect! Game over!
I am starting to feel it a little bit, but we're at the end. So, just 3 more normal songs, and then error code will be an incentive. And those incentives pretty much always get met, so. We'll do some more. We'll put some more.
Move it up!
I'm very hungry. Well, it has been like 7 hours since we ate almost, so time for lunch.
New series. Difficulty zone double. Level 17. Level 24.
gonna spread our breaks out. I've still got a little less than 10 minutes and only 3 songs to go, so I can just let the timer run out. I will be doing that for RTA in Japan. I submitted it for that showcase. So they have to approve the incentives, but it's likely I'm going to do it for that one. Because I want a better run back than what I had at GQ, because I was pretty much dying. And I would rather play on a pad that actually works for that kind of thing, and where I'm not feeling like I'm gonna like end up in a grave like Slam is at the end of that. Thing is, that chart is also still hard as hell. That is still one of the hardest 27s. I think we have like 5 or 6 passes at the most. Like, that thing is ridiculously hard. It's really fun. It's really good, but it's just there to kill you. It's not even the hardest 27. I think Neo Catharsis is still at like 3 clears. We have like literally over twice as many clears, probably 3 times as many clears on Paradox as we do on Neo Catharsis, despite them being a level apart. I slipped a little bit at the end. I'm glad I didn't fall.
Wow, fantastic!
I don't know what you mean by is it correct or not. It's the same thing over and over, and I'm sticking with that. I will not say anything else. If you're not actually playing the 24, don't worry about it. If you are not playing the 24, don't worry about it. Like, I'm dead serious. It is not relevant unless you will actually play it. It is the same thing over and over. I'm sticking with that. I will say that rhythm is more intuitive than it is in Banya P Classic. Because I hate the one in Banya P Classic, where it's kind of shut off by a couple notes every time.
Original charts, they are not all the same.
They're not all the same, no.
Over and over.
I'm sticking with what I said. It is the same thing
So
over
it's
and over.
different from original charts.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct or not is not something I can answer.
Level 24. Level 25.
You know, it's really funny looking back at the difficulty scale for things. This used to just be like the killer when it was a 24. And we look at it now, I'm like, oh, this is an easy 25. As a whole. Like, we honestly don't even really think about this one that much because every modern 25 has so much more bracketing. Alright, I'm running out of time here, so I can't dilly-dally. Let's not put too much powder. So I'm going to be just, like, slightly over, but I'm also going to shut up when I play, so I won't be taking as long as breaks. So thank you for doing the wind force method. Well, at least I'm consistent at the very end now. At least we're consistent at the end. Not great.
Your skills are really
Wasn't really trying
amazing.
that hard.
Next stage.
I'm way more worried about fracture temporal.
Level 25. Level 26. Over.
Yeah, and the reasoning for it was bad. Wind Force submitted as a 25, and then the 26 was also developed at the same time. And BPM decided, well, we shouldn't have those two charts only one level apart, so let's make them 2 levels apart. So you dropped it down to 24. And that's literally the reason. Yeah, definitely the same difficulty as Liad's Cranky and Windmill next game. I love BPM for everything he did for the series, but there are definitely some decisions where I'm like, that was not the call. He still plays, and it's good to like still see that he like still plays the game. Even though all I ever see of him is playing his UCS. I never see him actually play officials. Even in Phoenix that happens. Like, even with all the revisions, there's just like... Jesus. Alright, well... I need to do the zoomies, so let's do the zoomies. Let's just do the zoomies. Didn't die. Good enough. I'm at least consistently passing.
Yeah!
Still a triple A.
I knew you could do it!
All things considered, pretty happy. That's even an FG. I think that's a late improvement if I didn't already get FG earlier.
Next
What?
stage!
19.
Okay. Thank you. Zoomies were bad. I got a little off in that one run and started spamming goods, but I take what I can get. I did that one rolling bracket part, because there's a big ass run in the middle six near the end before it goes to the stair. But I did the manip perfectly, where you start right, and then you change to left, and you bracket across. And that actually went perfectly. Because that's not easy to do. Because your right foot is on blue and yellow, you immediately have to pick your heel up off of blue so that your left foot can hit blue now. Otherwise, you have a bad foot switch situation. Alright, since I give myself a little bit of extra time, like an extra 5 minutes for the incentive, so we're just gonna back out for a second, get some extra time, and we will go ahead and hit error code and see what happens. I just want to get to the end, that's all I care about. I'm gonna do what I can. Now I am also curious where I am on Fracture Temporel score-wise. Let me take a look at that. Clean car. So Queen Card is really just a car wash, but for like the modern K-pop audience. Alright, Fracture Temporel. Puts me at 17th earlier. And even if I, what was the score I got just now?
951.
1. Okay, so it's like around, it's a little over 20th place, but that'd still be good. Like, only 27 people have a AAA and up. Like, it's pretty notorious because only 2 people have double S's. Only 2 people have double S's and only 6 people have S's on that chart. So it really goes to show how difficult scoring that is, just because it's speedrun hell. Ha, speedrun.
New tunes! Use your difficulty zone double! Electro Remix!
Alright, well, we'll let the timer run down and we'll count it down. I am happy about this set, like, just song-wise. Like, I always try and do generally a new batch of songs. Like, I'll sometimes throw in a few things that I've done in the past, but I like to just really shake it up from set to set. And this is definitely one of the more fun ones I've done. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and play. right at the end.
Okay, that's all.
I'm almost there. Someday. Someday soon. It's doable. That was really good.
Next stage.
I think I need to jump at the end. Like, I kind of just like slide a bunch of 12ths and 16ths. I need to jump. Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping we get a set like that. Overall, a very good set. Even with accidentally playing the wrong song. But I don't think people would mind. And nobody would actually notice.
We'll adjust.
We'll adjust. We already had that happen at SGDQ.
We are bored.
Yep.
We'll adjust.
Because I was also supposed to play Iolite Sky D24. And I told everybody who was commentating, not just Haru and Jamich, but also like all the international commentators that were doing the restreams. I hope they readjusted okay on the fly. The only other one is 1950. I have gotten to the last two measures. But this is the closest because you could literally see the last hold when I died. Someday. Alrighty, y'all. Appreciate everyone coming in. We had a good practice session. Got some PBs. Had a good overall practice set. It was a good day. I actually don't feel super tired compared to usual. And I'm going to blame all that food we ate this morning. Because a catfish breakfast is a good way to start a day off. Anyways, quick announcements. So like I said, Fast Pace for Pride 2025 starts. It actually starts on Friday. And Amber Cyprian, they're actually going to be hosting on GDQ Hotfix part of this as part of Passion Project, which is one of the Hotfix shows. So go watch them host that. And then the marathon will also run through Saturday and Sunday. Both my runs will be Saturday evening, Eastern time. You can check the schedule for that. So we'll have a good time. But I definitely want to get some lunch and clean up. So let me see if I can find y'all a host, see who's been doing some stuff. Who is doing things? You know, we have the lovely Twilight Soul doing Doom 64. Let's go sad at him. He's going to be one of my commentators for Doom. So let's go give him some love. So go say hi to Twy. Go give him some love. Great friend. Good Doom 64 runner. And I will try and be back probably Thursday to do some more practice. But until then, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching, everyone.